Welcome everyone into CWT. We have our first match in the number one contenders tournament to decide the challenger for Paul Mead at Prestige. As we will see Steve Mesa of the Pullet Club take on Richie Goodacre of the Pullet Club. Is the Pullet Club going head to head in the number one contenders tournament? So let's bring you to that match right now. Welcome in, guys. I forgot to put you away, so you're already here. We have to take down the final round as well. But first of all, we did that introduction. Steve Mesa, you're currently muted, but you are here and you're ready to compete in the number one contenders tournament. Steve, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful Tuesday night. It's a little chilly down here in South Florida, so I'm getting bundled up, making sure I'm getting my my closest blanket wrapped around myself. But the next best thing besides a blanket around myself is this nice, sweet New Japan tracksuit that I'm wearing here.
You always flex that.
I mean, I gotta. When you have it, you gotta flaunt it. You know what I mean? But no, this is gonna be I think second match in Combat Wrestling Trivia with him. The last match I had with Richie was in the Clash, and I got the win. But I will not take advantage of how good Richie is with his trivia. So this could go either way. But may the best man win.
Yes, indeed. And Richie, you are someone that has come close to the title before, literally seconds away from defeating me once. But Richie, you're facing your stablemate. You found out you were drafted to the Pullet Club earlier, and now you're facing your stablemate in your first match, so no points will be awarded for this, but someone will move on to face Jordan Owens at the Pepperoni Factory. But Richie, how are you doing?
And I'm doing pretty good, man. This is the second matchup me and Mesa, we fought in the Clash. It was a very, very close matchup. I think it was almost a tie there. Getting to the last question. I think in general pretty evenly matched here. We've both got our big strengths. So no, it should be fun. But at the end of the day, a win regardless of win for even though I don't count it, it's a win regardless of win for Pullet Club. So I'm all good, whatever. But ideally I'd like to win. I'm doing a lot better. So 2023, I'd like to keep improving, and we'll see where that leads me.
Anywhere can lead you, but we're going to lead you right to your loony bets. So who's going to win tonight? Will it be Steve or will it be Richie? You can place your bets now as we say hi to the chat. Who's here? We have the Cleaver, Colin Andrew, Topher LaBelle is here, JB3 is here, Dwayne's here, Travis is here, the Dude is here. He says holla if you hear me. And everyone is here. Dude also says that this is a loser loses to JPO match.
Wow.
And Travis says that JPO stands for just pepperoni only. I kind of like that. Jordan, if you're watching, we're changing your name. I'm sorry. But get those loony bets in now, as we currently have 500 on Richie and 130 on Steve, but anything is possible as we head into round number 1. And guys, you all know it, but let's go over it again. Round 1 works like this: 4 questions worth 1 point each, 2 questions each based on the first round strength given by both combatants. 1 final question with 4 possible answers in a random category will be asked with 1 point per correct answer for 8 total points available. So, if you guys are ready, we're going to start with Steve's strengths, and those come in the category of 2015 New Japan Pro Wrestling Special Events, but not the G1. Specifically, not the G1. But guys, your first question is: who defeated AJ Styles to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Dominion 7.5? Looks like Steve is very quick to the board there. Richie, just let me know when you're ready, Richie. You good?
Yeah.
All right. So, Steve, what do you got?
It is the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada.
Richie?
Damn, I was thinking of him, but I put Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I mean, those are the 2 obvious ones, but yes, it is Kazuchika Okada. So good job there. But we're going to move on to the second question in that category. And that question is: which current WWE roster member challenged Shinsuke Nakamura for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship at Power Struggle 2015?
In my little research I did, I looked at this. So
that's
I'm
good,
glad
Richie. That's good.
Out of the question.
All right, looks like you're both in. Richie, what do you got?
Cal Anderson.
And Steve.
It is the machine gunner, Carl Anderson.
Clean sweep of that question. Carl Anderson is correct. As now, Richie, we're going to move on to your strengths, and they tonight come in the category of finishers. And your first question in finishers is, what was the name of Rusev's camel clutch submission? So specifically as Rusev, I don't know if he changed the name as Miro, but we need what he called it when he was Rusev. All right, looks like you're both in. Steve, what do you got?
You probably don't got this. I put the Bulgarian clutch.
And Richie.
The Accolade.
The Accolade is correct. Richie tied the game as we move on to question number 2 in finishers. And that question is... Oop, what did I just do? Oh god. Cancel. Here we go. Your question is... Which wrestler, other than Rey Mysterio, used and hit a 619 on their opponent at Clash at the Castle 2022? We have 510 Ludies on Steve, 800 on Richie. And Richie, what do you have for an answer?
Was it Dominic Mysterio?
And Steve.
Io Sky.
I actually might have to check this. I don't know if Io Sky, because the video I saw had Edge doing it, but
Oh, wow.
if someone in the chat has access to the WWE Network, can they go check out Io Sky's match from Clash of the Castle and see if she did it? But so Steve, we'll get back to you on that. I'm gonna make a note of it. We'll get back to it. If it doesn't matter, we won't worry about it. But if there's a 1 point difference between you and Richie, then we're gonna look into it. Okay, sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So we are gonna go ahead with the 4-point question, and the 4-point question is in the category of women's wrestling. And your question is, which 4 women competed in the in championship matches at the 2019 Royal Rumble? As these guys get their 4 answers in, can they remember back to the 2019 Royal Rumble? Welcome in, Dim. Pepperoni Factory for life. I agree. A lot of people said Io Sky, so we're going to check on that. We'll see if it matters. A lot of people said Io. Look at Pepperoni Factory member Chris, the camera and cast, doing such a great job hosting. Thank you. I actually got that poster printed. I was proud of that. Lots of answers in the chat. Lots of answers from people. We got Joey in with answers. Noah, Colin Andrews in with answers. Dwayne's in with answers. Oh, Travis is watching the match right now. But are you guys in?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, what do you have?
Asuka, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks.
And Richie.
He's probably right. I just guessed Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Naomi.
All right, your correct answers are Sasha Banks, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. Steve, 4 for 4. Richie, you got 1. So we have a score of 6-3 as we head into round number 2. I believe so, JB3. I believe so. The Prime. No, Dim. The Prime sub should still be good. I don't know. It depends. Like, you might have to check that on yourself. If it says resubscribe at the bottom, you should be good to go. But you have to put in a Prime sub once again. But guys, we're gonna move on to round number 2. Round number 2 works like this. 4 questions for each player based on the second strength provided before the match. Each correct answer will award 1 point, and there's no steals. 4 points available per combatant. And Richie, we are going to start with you in the category of Kurt Angle in the WWE. And your question is, what was the first championship that Kurt Angle won in the WWE?
So it's between two. I can't remember. Intercontinental.
That is incorrect. He won the Intercontinental in February.
It's European.
Late February, but he won the European title in early February. So it's European. But we will move on to your second question, Richie, in the category of Kurt Angle in the WWE. And that question is, what was the first pay-per-view to feature Kurt Angle in a match for the WWE Championship?
Let me go back here.
Dude says that from what he could find on the match, EO did not do a 619. But so for now, we'll look at that. But we'll have a closer look if let's see what happens here.
You mean the main belt, right?
Yep.
All right. Just trying to think. I believe just No Mercy.
That is incorrect. No Mercy's where he won the title, but he was in the triple threat, the main event at SummerSlam.
Oh, damn it, yeah.
Yeah, SummerSlam. And moving on, your next question, Richie, is how many times has Kurt Angle been in a match for a world championship at WrestleMania? So this is either World Heavyweight, WWE, Universal, whatever. Colin, Andrew, in CWT, unless specified, you don't need to say the year, just to favor you.
Alright, twice?
That is also incorrect. It was 3 times.
Oh my god.
WrestleMania's 19, WrestleMania 20, and WrestleMania 22. But Richie, your final question to Kurt Angle is, which former ECW champion did Kurt Angle defeat on the first episode of ECW on Sci-Fi?
Just Incredible.
That is correct. You get the hardest one of the bunch. Good job, Richie. You did it. But we're going to move on to Steve. And Steve, today, your questions come in the category of In Your House main events. And Steve, your first question is, which wrestler made their debut during the main event of St. Valentine's Day Massacre? You're muted, Steve.
Sorry about that. Paul White, aka Big Show.
That is correct. I would have accepted either answer or all of that together. But moving on, Steve, your second question is, in the first In Your House main event to feature Bret Hart, who did he wrestle?
His first. British Bulldog.
That is also correct, bringing you up to 8 points. Move on to your next question, and that is, who won the first main event singles match where no championship was on the line at an In Your House?
Let's see. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That is incorrect. It was The Undertaker when he defeated Mankind in a Buried Alive match.
Man. All right.
And your final question is, speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin, how many times has Stone Cold Steve Austin been the challenger for the WWE Championship in the main event of it In Your House? The challenger.
All right. Give me some time, huh?
Yep.
Challenge, bro.
Besides that, chat, how's everyone doing in chat tonight? Y'all having fun?
I'm going to say twice.
That is correct. It was just Final Four and Cold Day in Hell. Good job, Steve, getting you 3 points, bringing it up to 9 to 4. We're going to go into the battle zone. It's Colin Andrew tells us he's smoking and boozing and having a great time, and Dim is always baby, and he's doing all right. Dude is doing fantastic, and Dwayne is also doing good. All right, but guys, we're going to move into the battle zone. It works like this. One question with at least 10 possible answers will be asked. The player with the lowest score will start until they have 5 guesses each. Each correct answer is worth 1 point for 5 total points available per player. And today, guys, your battle zone, just like last night, comes in the category of the Hardcore Championship. And your question is, starting with Richie, who are 10 of the wrestlers that have held the Hardcore Championship as well as a World Championship in the WWE? So, by World Championship, I am not including the ECW title. This is a little hope for you. ECW title not included. But Richie, you're first.
Well, my strength that I fumbled on. Kurt Angle.
And Steve?
Bradshaw.
Richie?
Jericho.
Steve?
Big Show.
Richie?
The Undertaker.
Steve?
Rob Van Dam.
Richie?
The Rock.
Steve?
Jeff Hardy.
Richie, your final one?
Mick Foley. Mankind.
Okay, I'll accept that if there's anything. Steve, your final one?
I was thinking about that one. Christian.
All right, so we will bring that down, and we'll get your 10 answers. We're going to read in the chat. Colin, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he's ends up being okay. And Travis is still watching that Io Sky match. Lots of answers in the chat, but you're correct. 10 answers. There was 11. Are Undertaker, Mankind, Kane, Chris Jericho, Jeff Hardy, Rob Van Dam, Christian, Bradshaw, Booker T, Big Show, and Kurt Angle. Steve, you got 5. Richie, you got 4. So it's now 14 to 8 as we head into the final round. But before we go to the final round, it is of course time for a 60-second ad break. But so we're gonna go to a 60.
What's the score again?
14 to 8. So still, Richie, you still can catch up. For those of you that are subscribers and not watching the ad, enjoy this little behind the scenes as we just kind of chill and take a little break while the ad goes, as I prepare the final round. Speaking of that, Richie, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 3 for how many times we're going to shuffle the final round.
2.
So we got to go 1. Everyone always picks 2. 2. All right. Final round has been shuffled. Better questions.
I
better
can't believe I
trivia.
got those 5.
What?
It was crazy that I got 5 correct. Luckily, I had like those off the top of my head. Like, okay.
See, yeah, like that kind of question. It looks hard on paper, but when you think about it, you're like, this is actually kind of easy. If you, as long as you know WWE champions and like guys who were in the hardcore division at least once.
Yeah.
Dude says that JPO would have at least 20 right now. I know that's impressive, but that's how good he is. No, impossible. Sorry, impossible. Just only. What a breath of fresh air. Here we go. All right, guys. So we are definitely back. I'm great, Dim. I'm great. Thank you for asking. But guys, we're gonna go to the final round. So Richie, I need 3 numbers between 1 and 20.
All right. 18. 4 and 2.
Okay, and Steve?
11-8-5.
All right, Cass, that was the ad I saw. Are you watching your PS5 again, Dwayne? 'Cause I was gonna say you're a subscriber. You shouldn't be seeing ads. But Richie, we're gonna move on to your first question, and that is at number 18, and that corresponds to Dim is in the thing, body guys and gals. Body guys and gals. So your question of body guys and gals is, which wrestler eliminated Batista from the Elimination Chamber match at New Year's Revolution 2005?
He's a body guy. He's a body guy.
Fine.
He's a body guy.
I'm not too sure, so I'll go Triple H.
Get a hydrate from the dude. Lots of body guys, but unfortunately, it was not Triple H. The correct answer was Randy Orton.
Okay, damn.
But you're not out of it yet, Richie. You still have another question, and that question comes in the category of Lucha Libre. Number 4. And Richie, your question in Lucha Libre. And too bad Paul Mead is currently, I believe, watching a sports game, but if he watches his back, he'll know what we're talking about. Because Mexican legend Hector Garza teamed with which future WWE superstar to win his first CMLL Tag Team Championships in 2008? So that means this person that he won the tag titles with in 2008 later became a WWE superstar. Who was it?
Oh, man. I think it's I don't know. Congrats. I'm gonna say Mystico. Mr. Sin Cara.
That is correct for 3 points.
Oh, really? Oh, good. Didn't know.
So, wait. 14, yeah, that brings you up to 11. So, you're still in this, Richie. You have one more question to tie Steve, and then it goes back to Steve if you can get this. And your question comes in the category of factions and tag teams.
No.
Sin Cara is Spanish for Otis. All right, dude, whatever you say. But your question in factions and tag teams is, in which year did Beer Money Inc. win their final Impact/TNA Tag Team Championship?
Oh. One of my favorite tag teams is going to be annoying if it's wrong, but
This was actually in this category of Impact. Because
okay.
if you get this right, Steve's questions and factions and tag teams, so I didn't want to look like a fraud.
Oh, okay. It just kind of fit there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say. Did they get back together after the heel turn? I don't know if they did. 2012.
The winner of this match by knockout.
Damn.
The correct answer is 2016. So, Steve Mesa, you have won this match by knockout, as you do not have to use any of your questions. Richie almost completed that comeback to see how Steve would have done. After we go off the air, I'll ask you your question, Steve, just to see how you would have done. Right. But, Steve, you move on. You're going to be facing JPO next week. Next week, you'll be going one-on-one with JPO to decide who will go to the finals. But, Steve, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I mean, he got that question, and it was just off by a couple of years, and he would have tied it, and it would have been, would have been very interesting to see if we would have taken all the way to the end, going to the distance, like Rocky and Apollo. But it is what it is. But I always like competing with Richie, whether it's wrestling or movies. He's always has a great sense of humor. He's very funny, and he does have a tremendous amount of knowledge despite what the score shows. But listen, I've never faced Jordan. I don't think I've ever faced JPO in wrestling trivia. This is my first time.
Damn.
In CWT or in WWT.
That's actually kind of crazy, honestly.
Because he's always hosted it.
Yeah. True.
In Wrestling with Trivia, and I never really got a chance to do CWT. We didn't even collide and clash. We were in the opposite side of the spectrum. Or actually, he faced someone that I replaced already in the first clash that I was participated in. So
right, yeah.
So and the second clash never collided with him. So this is a milestone. So
gonna be
I hope you guys are excited about this match because this is going to be very, very, very interesting.
So yes, next week, Steve, representing the Pullet Club, will be taking on JPO of the Pepperoni Factory. But speaking of the Pullet Club, Richie, you didn't come out on top in this one, but starting in a couple weeks, I do have you booked. I can't remember what for, but you're going to be in another match to try and get members for your faction, because at the end of the year, before the next clash, whichever faction has the most points will get title matches for every member of their stable. But Richie,
okay.
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, like, I'm not too fussed about not like getting that last. It's just the Kurt Angle one that got me, because I knew those answers, and then I forgot about SummerSlam. I should know about SummerSlam because that was the one where they were going to do a kayfabe concussion, and he actually getting concussed. I remember that match. Yeah, so I forgot that was for the title, because I thought the Rock felt like an afterthought in that feud. Yeah, so no, this is really, really good. I feel like me and Mace are going to be neck and neck all the time. But yeah, I'm glad we're on the same side too. He's a formidable, member of the team, and I think he has the skills to sort of bring home the goods here. And so I'm looking forward to sort of my trajectory, because I still think I have what it takes to at least challenge who the champion is at the time for the title. But I am also confident in the abilities of my team. So I'm looking forward to what transpires going forward. But no, this was a lot of fun, and congrats to you.
Yeah, there'll be lots of opportunities for titles as we are going to keep this going. Full steam ahead. Hopefully I don't burn myself out. But I mean, after the clash, this is easy work now, doing 4 matches a week. But thank you guys all for being here. Join us on a Thursday, as we will have Hunter Chambliss of the Underdogs taking on Ryan McCormick of the Nation of Defamation, and they're first opportunities to get points in this faction wars, as well as, I believe, currently scheduled for Saturday, Andrew the Dude Hayes will be taking on Noah Foster in another tournament match, where points will be available for that one. Noah Foster representing the Impactful Insiders, and Andrew Hayes, of course, the leader of the Pepperoni Factory. I'm literally just talking like this because I need to stretch this out to 30 minutes, and we're currently at 29:40. So, for everyone that was here, Steve, you were the underdog bet for the Loonies, so a lot of people that bet on you will be taking home the 800 Loonies put on Richie. And
nice.
Stay tuned, guys. Pepperoni Factory and Pullet Club emotes are coming soon. I'm just waiting for Twitch to approve them. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Travis, I hope you enjoyed the damage control against, I believe, Bliss and Asuka at Clash of the Castle. Hope you enjoyed that, Travis, watching that. Thank you for doing that. But do another ad break. I mean, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, but we're over 30 minutes. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you on Thursday for Hunter and Ryan McCormick. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.